Hello, hello, everybody. Oh gosh, I hope my voice holds up. Look at you all. Everyone's ready. Susan, are you on? I think I just saw you. I'm
Okay,
pretty.
for those of you who just jumped on, I've shared with you already that you definitely want to have something to take notes with. I'm going to be putting in the chat as Sheila is talking the questions that she asked, so you can have them and you can copy and paste them and put them in your own notes on your computer. Sheila, I can't thank you enough for doing for all of us today. And some of you, before we really get started, want to know how this came about. We are in a leadership group with several leaders across this company. We're not all, I mean, Sheila's a sideline sister of mine, and there's several of us in there, like Jennifer Zant and Addie Maloney and Jamie Lindbergh, and there's just Molly Haskins. There's so many across all the teams. And we come together to try to come up with some ideas. And one of the things that came up was, well, we got all the people doing all the work, but they're not closing the sale. And very fortunately, Sheila was like, well, I can teach you how to do that. And we all, like all of us, and this is not bragging or being pretentious, but all of us are millionaire leaders, and we're like, please, will you please teach us how to close the sale? We were so excited. But so Sheila, I'm so thankful that you're doing this with us tonight. We are super blessed.
Oh gosh, well, I'm super excited. I've trained on this before, but I think every time I do, I can add a little more, and it makes it even more fun for me too. And honestly, here's the thing. I mean, I'm been here 9 years this past November, and it's the same things. Time and time again. We're building relationships, we're following up, we're reaching out, we're making connections, and we're sharing the love of the Thrive experience. And so there are many things that don't change. There's just some ways sometimes we can make it a little bit easier for others to understand as time goes on. So I'm super excited to be here. I'm super excited to share tonight. As you all know, anybody who knows me knows I talk a lot and I talk fast. And my voice hopefully is going to permit this. So I may have to take some breaks for some water.
That's what I can.
Yeah, right. Then you can take over, Susan. I'll be much appreciated.
Well, I know several of the leaders in that group are going to be on here tonight. So at any point, some of them may chime in as well to ask a particular question that's came up with their group. So we'll allow a few minutes of that at the end. Please don't forget to smile and be on camera if you can, because we are going to be taking pictures of everybody who's on here tonight. Sheila is recording this, so this is going to go, it can go out to the masses when we're done. But Sheila, it is 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Are you ready to kick it off?
Heck yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
All right, you guys, my name is Sheila Fasoni, and honestly, I couldn't be happier to be here tonight. Just make sure you keep your lines muted, guys, while we go, because one thing you'll know about me is I'm super easily distracted. So I will go off the wall very easily with distraction, but Thrive has helped with that. Here I am 9 years later, still working my business every single day, you guys. I jumped into this as a customer, truly not knowing that I would become a promoter, because I flat out told Maria Dillard, I will take your product, but I am not going to promote it. So, that's the thing is our customers are our best promoters, because they have found a love of the Thrive experience. And so don't discount your customers because they told you at the very beginning that they are not going to promote, because honestly, I have several people that are direct to me who told me they would never promote, who are $1 million award recipients. And so you just can't discount that. You need to always be following up, always be working. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit tonight. I've always felt the fortune is in the follow-up. I have not been blessed, sort of say, as to have people just jump on and join me without digging in and doing some work and doing the follow-up and doing the reach outs. And I know at the very beginning, it was funny because I used to always say on average, it's taken me 9 to 11 reach outs and follow-ups for people to join me, which honestly at the beginning was very frustrating. But what I have learned, and I'm going to go over some of these sales statistics with you, is that it wasn't that I was unlucky. It was that that's what it takes. It takes doing the do to get the get, and always doing, from reaching out, from continuously sharing to, sorry, you guys, that's, hi, Bruno. Sorry, life with 4 dogs, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to actually start tonight with something I actually have created over doing this training. Is it's not only the questions that we ask, but I have developed the 5 R's that lead you to the sale. Okay. And the first one, I'm going to run through all of them quick. Recognize, reach out, relate, recommend, and repeat. Okay. So the 5 R's. Recognize. This is simple, you guys. Recognize is recognizing a need for Thrive. Sometimes this is obvious because people voice their complaints, things like, I need to lose weight. I wish I could sleep at night. I never get anything accomplished at home because I'm so unfocused. My knee, my back, my shoulder hurts all the time. If a potential thriver is not making it obvious, keep in mind that 95% of the people around you could use the energy that Thrive provides, right? So you're recognizing a person's need for Thrive. You're reaching out. You connect to people. This is what we are. We are network marketers. We connect to people all the time, all day long. People do it in many different ways. I like to connect when I'm out and about. I make a lot of connections out and about because I love talking to people. I love to talk. I love to gab. I love to connect. So reach out, connect to people. It doesn't even initially need to be about Thrive. And most of the time it won't be, but you have to start a conversation, and your conversations do need to lead about the Thrive experience if you ever want to make a sale, right? Okay, you're relating to potential Thrivers. You're relating to their needs. So things like, before Thrive, I used to be exhausted all the time. Since thriving, I find I have all day energy. And when I do feel a little sluggish, guess what? I drink more water and perk right up. And why is that? That's because our vitamins need to be absorbed properly, and we have to have that water. So you're relating to people. Maybe you can relate, you're relating based off of, guess what? You recognize their need, you reach out, and you're relating to them in whatever way it is that Thrive would benefit them. And it may be multiple ways, right? Recommending, you recognized a need, you reached out, you're relating to the individual. Now it's time to make a recommendation. So maybe something like, since you're exhausted all the time and you have mentioned your sleep is terrible, I'd recommend the Thrive Classic experience. What's so great about now having Classic and Elite is we truly can customize the experience that our potential Thrivers are going to have based off their needs. And we know, if people are looking for weight loss, which I'm telling you, whether it's, meeting people out and about or whatever, people will tell you probably 80% of the time they're looking for weight loss or to tone up or to look better, body transformations. And that takes following through with these 5 R's to actually get to that point. So, and my favorite, because it's all about the follow-up, repeat. The fortunes and the follow-up, you guys. You will have to follow up. So did you know that 80% of sales are made on that 5th to 12th contact? 80% of sales, you guys. I wasn't not blessed because people were reaching out to me. That's just not how it works. So only 3% of sales are made on that first or second contact. 3%, that's it. So when you are feeling frustrated because you feel like you've reached out to everyone and their dog, guess what? You got to follow up. You got to follow up. You got to relate. You got to use these questions I'm going to go through with you that will show you different ways that you can reach out and follow through on your 5 R's. So another statistic that I like, 73% of people will never make it past a second reach out or follow up. 73% will never go past that, when we know that 5 or 80% of sales are made on that 5th to 12th contact, you see why people get frustrated, right? You see why it is, because they are stopping too soon. So we're here tonight to say, do not stop too soon. You have a product in the palm of your hands that are going to change people's lives. You're going to do the 5 R's to figure out what their needs are. You're going to reach out, you're going to relate, you're going to recommend, and you are going to repeat this process, because we know without that follow-up, you don't have a team, you don't have a business, and you get a lot of frustration. So if you are not following up 5 to 12 times, you're probably feeling frustrated and not having success. And it's because you're quitting too soon. So this is what we don't want to happen. So I'm here to give you some ideas on how to keep this 5R process going, which will lead to more Thrivers joining you and purchasing with you, as well as a heck of a lot less frustration. So let's move on to our questions. So I'm gonna get you here. Okay, so I have, I'm going to go through this, and then Susan can interject, or any of the other leaders that I've spoken to want to post or share any of those questions with me, feel free to do so. But I'm just going to run through this, and at the end, we can kind of address some of those questions too. Number one, when considering, here's our 8 questions, you guys. When considering Thrive, would you like my help with any of the following? And then list it out. Increase in energy, weight loss, appetite control, help with better sleep, improve focus, help with aches and discomforts, improve workouts and recovery, improved mood. Okay. So we're asking the question, and you guys, I love this question because you find out the potential's needs and what their goals are, right? So I found so many people think Thrive is just for weight loss. So when you give them all these options, you're showing them just how versatile Thrive products are, right? So once they share personally with me what they're looking for, I like to share my story with them. You know, I had head discomfort when I started, and that's why I originally started the Thrive Experience. That's it, you guys. That's why I started. But what I found was that I had an increase in energy. I had improved sleep. I was super focused. And what, you know what? Oh my gosh, I dropped a few pounds in those first 10 days and was sold on the product, you know, for how great I felt. So sharing your own story, and also by connecting your potential Thriver with an upline leader. Okay, you're going to build trust with them, and you're showing them that you're here for them and to help them get to their goals, right? So all this is incorporated with your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the main reason why we decided to do this Zoom tonight is that so often we do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but we only do the surface stuff, right? We just kind of get to know people. We're just kind of breaking the ice without really digging into what we do, to how we can help people and how we can make them feel better and live their best life, right? So second question, this one I really like. Does it make sense to? Now you can use this in many different ways, but I'm going to give you an example. Does it make sense for you to create a free all access account and give them your referral link and get an order placed for the Thrive Elite experience or the Thrive Classic experience? So the phrase, does it make sense to me is very non-intimidating. You're asking them, okay, does this make sense? Here we are, we're talking about Thrive. Does it make sense for you to do this? This is simple, and you need them to create the free account so the order is tied to you, right? We need that free account. I can't express enough when you start talking Thrive with someone, say, hey, you know what? Either have them create the free account or simply create it for them, right? By getting their information. And the reason why we do this is it's tied to you. You are at the salon, you are talking about all the things to someone, right? Like you're talking about Thrive and you're super excited and you're getting them excited because you're excited, right? And you never have them create that free account. Guess what? They're going to go home, they're going to Google it, and they're going to create a free account with someone else that's not you. And it's going to be frustrating to you. So I can't stress enough getting that free account. So you're asking them, does it make sense to? This is a follow-up. All right. Hang on one second, you guys. All right. Another question. You guys, these are not necessarily all in order on how this is going to work for you or how it's going to incorporate into your conversations with your potentials, but these are good ways for you to get conversations generated with people, and that ultimately will lead to the purchase of Thrive, right? We can love Thrive. We can talk about all the time. We can do our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's a whole nother Zoom from me that I love, love, love. We can do all the things, but if you're not asking for the sale, and I'm going to tell you something, sometimes it feels like you think it's awkward to ask for the sale. But what I'm telling you is, you're talking about Thrive and a product that is your business and that you promote. It's awkward not to ask. It is awkward not to ask for the sale. It is awkward not to have these follow-up questions, because people know that you are excited about something. So if you're never asking them to purchase, they're going to go off and do it with someone else. So this is why this stuff is so, so important. Okay. Number 3, if you're ready to place your order, I can help you do so today while taking advantage of the following promos. So this is a time, could be a company promo, you guys. Could be that you're going to offer $10 in credits on their order. Could be that you're going to send them 2 free sample packs to help them thrive for free, so that they can give those out to people that they know. It can be that you are going to send from your beautiful cloud office to Thrive samples to 2 people. What time can you chat? There's your question. You're painting the picture of what they're going to get, and then you're asking, what time can you chat? This is when you connect them not only to you, but your upline leadership. So that's super important, you guys, that it's not just you in the works. You have an upline for a reason. If your upline isn't in the business, you have a 200K that's working their business. So reach up and get them connected with someone in your organization that can share their story. And I can tell you this, I think this is probably one of the number 1 things that scare the living daylights out of people, is connecting them to someone else. But I'm going to tell you right now that of all the times, as I've shared and said, hey, what time can you chat? We connect the time, and I say, when we get on the phone, I say, hey, you know what? I brought my friend Maria on to share a story. I think it'll benefit you. Okay. Let's face it. We create validation by connecting them to an upline leader, but it isn't for us. It's for them to have the validation that they deserve as a potential thriver, that, this isn't just working for me. This is working for Maria. Maybe they can relate better to her story, or this is working for Susan or Starla or Megan Shaughnessy, or, it's working, that is what it's all about. So when there's a promo available, or you're offering a promo, it's a great way to present getting that order placed and creating urgency. I always, always, always stress creating urgency. So offer a time to walk them through their order. So also, it's always good to create urgency. Anytime you're offering a discount yourself, you definitely want to put a deadline on it. If it's only, offer it out 1 to 3 days. Like, I wouldn't go any more than 3 days. You can always, it's your deadline. You can always extend your deadline for your personal promos. That is not an issue, but you create urgency by creating that deadline. If you say, I'm going to give you $20 in credits off, and that's all you say, but you don't say today only or by tomorrow at midnight, you're putting yourself in an odd situation, because you may not have $20 in credits when they are ready to order, but you're also doing yourself and them a disservice by not creating that urgency that, we want you to thrive, but we want you to feel better tomorrow, not next year, not 3 years from now. We want you to feel better tomorrow, and I don't want you to miss out on this deal. And guess what? I'm a shopper. I love a good deal. I'm not going to miss out on a deal. If I can get it today for $20 less, I'm going to buy it today rather than tomorrow. So keep that in mind when you're presenting that to someone. So, all right. Question number 4, you guys. Is there any reason, if you could get started thriving today for 160 or 180, depends if it's classic or elite, right? You wouldn't want to order. Okay. The nice thing about this question is, if they say no, there's no reason, you have gotten them to agree to an order, right? But if they say yes, you can investigate to see what is holding them back. If it's money, you can see where their budget is. If it's a reservation, they're reserved about the products, they have a reservation, you can address it. You can put them on that 3-way chat or 3-way call. Whatever their reason, you will know, and you will be able to address it. So at this point, I definitely would connect them with an upline leader for that validation. Here's the thing, objections are a good response. And I know that's scary for any of you to hear, but if you don't know what is holding someone back, we can't address it and overcome it. You got to know what it is. And then we can take it to that next level and address those concerns, ease their mind, and get that order. Okay. All right. Number 5. Unless you have any more questions or concerns, I think you're ready to get thriving. Which option works best for you, a customer or promoter? And this question assumes you've connected them with your upline leadership. Because as an upline leader, when someone connects me, I share my story. I talk about the differences. Now we have more to talk about. We have talked classic or elite, but truly we find out why they want Thrive, right? And we let them know the differences between being a customer and a promoter. I'm telling you, if you want your organization to grow, you must do this, because like me, I was never going to sell this. I was only going to be a customer. I do not want to promote your product. However, the option was presented, right? Like Maria said, you can be a customer promoter. Not going to be a promoter. But what happened was, after 10 days of being on this product, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm experiencing this awesomeness. So is my husband. Like, how many people can we help feel amazing? That's where my head was at. And the only reason why it went there is because Maria presented that there was an income opportunity available. If that wouldn't have happened, if she would have just assumed, and when I said, I'm not promoting your products, went, she's never going to promote, we wouldn't, a lot of us wouldn't be here. Anyway, a lot of us on this call would not be here. If Maria wouldn't have built in that way, I'm pretty sure just about none of us would be here, right? So you're asking which option works best for you, customer or promoter. What I like about this, it is assumptive and direct, so I like it. Either way, they are ordering, right? And if they say they have questions or concerns, you can address them. So we want to presume that, you know what, you are going to thrive with me right now. Okay, so leading to that number 6 question, just a second, you guys, is, are you ready to thrive with me yet? Honestly, it's one of my favorite questions ever. A lot of times you've fed your potentials information, right? So you just simply are ready to know, are you ready? And honestly, I think it's a super fun question. I think it's super, they may ignore you, they may not answer, but they might. And that's the thing is, I also want to share that your leaders on, and I see many of them on this Zoom, fantastic leaders, you guys. You have some of the greatest uplines, I feel, in the industry that are really dedicated not only to their Thrive, but to their Thrive businesses, and are more than willing to do the work and help you. So grab onto their confidence by connecting them with your upline leadership. Whatever you do, grab onto that confidence. And asking someone, are you ready to thrive with me yet? Is, you know what, you've been doing all the work. So let's ask the questions. All right. Number 7, are you willing to invest $6 to $7 a day this month to help you achieve your goals? And if I can help you earn it for free next month. Okay. Seriously, love this. Here's the picture that you just painted, that they can pay $6 to $7 a month this month only, and they're going to thrive for free next month. Some people will shy away from that, but I'm telling you, I am dead serious when I do 3-way calls and 3-way chats. When I say I paid for my personal product and Scott's personal product month 1 and have never, ever paid for our personal product again. And I'm dead serious with that. And so are most of the people on this Zoom have been in that situation. Why? Because we keep asking the questions, we keep presenting, we keep recognizing, we relate, we reach out, and we are doing all the things because we want others to feel as amazing as we do. And not only with that, I'll tell you, when Maria presented, Thrive to me, and I bought as a customer, but when I decided to join, in my mind, I went, how many other people are we going to help, right? You got to keep that in your head, that I'm not bugging people. I'm not annoying people. And if I am, my intention is to help them live their best life and to feel amazing. And that's where your heart needs to be. And that's what will get you to when you are ignored and you are told no, because your leadership has had all the things. They have been told no, they have been ignored many times, but they continue to follow up. They continue to do their reach outs. They continue to ask the questions. And that is why they have success. And that is why you will have success, because you are going to do all these things when we get off this Zoom. So are you willing to invest $6 to $7 this month? And I'll help you Thrive for free next month. Seriously love this. Most people don't even realize a month of Thrive is literally only, our Thrive Classic is $6 a day. That is with your shipping and your tax, okay? So do you know how most people, I will say most people, throw away a $6 a day without even thinking about it? They go pick up their coffee drinks, right? They go get energy drinks. They feel these are all needs, you guys. They feel they're a need when they're really just making them feel crummier and crummier over time, right? They go to the gas station, they get a pop and a muffin. They go to get fast food. So what if they put good nutrition in their bodies every day? What would happen to them, right? So you aren't asking, people think, oh, $160, $180 is a lot of money. Well, it is, I'm not saying that it's not a lot of money, but when you can pay that one time and earn it for free, and plus we have promos, there are times it's not even $6 or $7 a day for a month. It is a lot less because we have amazing promos. We work with the most amazing company out there. Lavelle definitely sets us up for success, right? But what would happen then if they purchased and they felt amazing, right? So you got to paint the picture, and you also got to have that confidence that what you're saying is 100% true. You got to think about all the coffee you bought prior to Thrive. You got to think about the energy drinks that your husband loads up on or you load up on just to get through your day. You got to think about those things, because that's what you're not doing anymore because of your love of the Thrive experience. All right, number 8. I know you're feeling amazing and loving your Thrive. Who are 2 friends you could help feel amazing too? You guys, let's not forget about our customers. Don't assume because they continue to order every month, they don't have friends and family who would benefit from the Thrive experience. And guess what? Our happy, thriving customers make your best promoters, and your promoters are what builds your organization and leads to residual income over time. So do not forget this piece. Do not forget your customers. So, our goal, right, is we want to help them thrive for free. So when we ask them this question, we're setting them up to thrive for free. And if they say, oh, I don't have anyone, ask the questions, continue to ask questions. This is how we keep conversations going, right? We ask questions, because if you leave it at, hey, I do this Thrive thing, and this is all the stuff that it does for you, and it's amazing, they're going to read it. They're not going to respond, because you didn't ask them anything. You didn't keep it short and sweet. You didn't, you said too much. And believe me, the reason why I can say this is because I word vomited all the time when I started. I was so dang excited. I thought everybody needed it. And I thought they wanted to hear my life story in the first, few minutes I met them. It wasn't true. I learned. You live and learn. You make change. You make adjustments based off stuff that didn't work for you in the past. So the truth is, you probably have to ask several of these questions, right? Questions from those potential thrivers. The reason being is that the average person, we know needs to hear about Thrive 5 to 12 times before making that purchasing decision. So these questions are a perfect way to follow up and keep that conversation going. So don't discount yourself. Don't cut yourself short by not digging in a little bit further, or asking the scary questions, or following up with that new customer. Because if you don't know that they are feeling maybe they're in the bathroom too much, if you don't know that, you don't know to tell them or to connect them to your upline leadership so that they can tell them, let's cut back on your shake. There's probiotics and prebiotics. We want you to feel amazing. But guess what? We may have to cut that back a little bit because we don't want you to feel crummy before you feel amazing. So, but you don't know what you don't know. So continue to ask questions. All right, you guys, I kind of went through all my information really quick so that, well, that's not really quick, 26 minutes later. But Susan, I'm going to throw it over to you or to any of the other leadership that might have questions in the chat that I can address too.
Can you hear me okay?
I sure can.
Yeah, guys, we said we would be under 30 minutes. So Sheila, you actually are really on target. This is amazing. I think one of the key factors that I'm grabbing from here is, of course, I kept all the questions. Those are great just to keep the conversation going. But I think sometimes we realize we have to be bold and we have to ask for that sale. And I think that's intimidating to a lot of us, but it's how it gets done. And then you start to build the confidence from that, which is very true. Addie, why don't you unmute and see what are some things that you grasp from all of this? If any of you have any questions, please put it in the chat and I will ask Sheila.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so I'm just sitting here scribbling away too, because I feel like you can never stop learning about how to close, because these are great techniques. I love having direct questions. I think the biggest thing that I grasped about this, and I trained my team on this as well, is we're all pretty darn good at building relationships, but then you've got to get out of the friend zone. Like, you've got to be able to transition into talking about the business, talking about the opportunity, talking about the products. Like, you've got to make that segue in. And so these questions are really nice, direct questions, and you can literally just get really good at saying it and really good at being confident. And Sheila said it, if you don't have the confidence yet, you borrow it. You borrow it from your upline. And so many of these questions and these techniques are going to be done, for you in that three-way call, because as leaders, that's what we get really good at, is helping you to close the sale. And then you hear it over and over again, and then you're able to, get yourself to the point where you're that person and you're the closer for your team, because you've learned it. You were just a sponge during that three-way call. And, now you're saying all the things that you've heard Sheila say, or you've heard Susan say, or you've heard your leaders say over and over again on three-way calls. So, that's all I really have. This has been amazing. I feel like I was actually taking pictures of the questions. I feel like we need to, put this in a graphic somewhere for corporate to give to all of us.
I think that they actually did. So I will see if I can pull that. When I did this training I was a Saturday call. I mean, I think the questions are pretty much the same. My content might be a little bit different, but I think I will get that hold of that graphic from corporate. I know it is there. So.
Awesome. Hey, Nikki Gullahorn, will you unmute? Because I know you had something you wanted to add to.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys so much. Sheila, you killed it. Charlotte and I are sitting here. We've got our tons of notes too. And the one thing that I wanted to chime in here as well, and just remind all of us on this Zoom, is that there are a ton of companies in our industry, and there are a ton of products in our space. And our friends and our family have experienced some of those things. They may not have had a great experience with those products. They may have spent their life savings on an infomercial to lose weight, and they didn't lose weight. And so when we're sharing these products and we get that price objection, right? And we're asking these amazing questions to kind of dig into the root of the problem and find out where our prospects and our customers and friends are actually at. I think it's really important, if somebody says that they can't afford it, to know that a lot of times it's not just, that's not the truth. A lot of times it's because there's an underlying issue and they've tried other things, and there's a little bit of fear, or like they're just a little scared to invest that money. So Charlotte and I will ask them, if they say that they can't afford it, we ask them if it's that they really can't afford it, or if they're just uncomfortable spending that money right now. And a lot of times they come back and saying, I'm just a little uncomfortable, right? When you say you can't afford it, are you just uncomfortable spending that amount of money, or is it that you actually can't spend that amount of money right now? And that helps them kind of open up. And it's amazing what comes out of their mouths and in the chat afterwards. And I just wanted to add that we all have to remember that our products are amazing. And when they experience them and they trust you, that the outcome of that, like Sheila was saying, you just got to get the product in their hands and lead with confidence. So that's something we've done. It's made a huge difference.
I was
Well, I
typing that last thing really fast. That you just said. I'm sorry, go ahead, Sheila.
No, I think it's so true, because here's the thing, it's a common reason people will say, because you don't know what's in their checking account and they know that. So, I mean, it's a very common excuse. So I think it's important to address too, if they say, I can't afford it or whatever, like what their budget looks like too, because like Nikki said, a lot of times it isn't that they can't afford it. They're spending their money elsewhere in ways. So maybe it's not fitting in the budget because coffee and Red Bull are killing it in their budget, right? Or whatever it might be. But so you got to ask the questions, and I think asking what's in their budget, because there's oftentimes you can customize it. Or next time there's a promo, maybe if they can't afford all that, maybe you see what their needs are because you're doing the 5 R's. So you know what they want. Maybe you customize it. Maybe one of the products has to be removed at the beginning, and then we add it back in. But you also can paint that picture that they can thrive for free, which is super important too, that, you know what, we just need to get you this product into your body and I'm going to help you get it for free. I'll throw it back to you,
Agree
Susan,
with that.
or
Plus, I
Nikki.
think too, it's an opportunity to, redirect and talk about a business opportunity too, because if you can't afford it, so many times, and I know I personally have done this before, is I don't transition to how they can actually earn money doing this rather than spending it. Nobody really wants to spend, but everybody wants to make something from their phone easily in their nooks and crannies, or potentially leading to something way, way more than that. So I don't think that we're introducing that aspect of this enough. When they can't afford it, that's your perfect opportunity to talk about our business opportunity and that it's free. Because a lot of people will think a business opportunity is never free. You've got to pay fees, and people have that in their head. So we've got to share with them that it is free, and free is all that a lot of people can afford.
Okay, well, Sheila, there's not any more questions. I mean, you really you nailed it. You killed it, as Nikki said. So I know from all of us in our leadership group that kind of bullied you into doing this. I'm just kidding. We are super, super thankful that you did this tonight. And I'm reading all of the stuff in the chat, how appreciative everybody is of you doing this for us.
Well, I appreciate you all having, joining and taking time out of your evening, because guess what, you guys, this is how you improve. This is how you grow your business. You got to plug into, as well as doing all the things. But tomorrow, when you do your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, think about the questions you need to be asking. Think about those 5 R's and really connect. But also, you can have all the friends in the world, but if you never talk Thrive, they're never going to join you. So, and that was such a great point, that it has to come up. It has to come up, and it should come up with confidence, and ask the questions to get to that final result of them joining you on this amazing experience. Because guess what? They're never going to say, oh my gosh, Sheila, why in the heck did you put me on that stupid product? That's not what they're going to say. They're going to thank you so much for being persistent and always getting after me. And you guys, I'm over 9 years in, and I'm going to tell you, I have people joining me today that knew me over 9 years ago when I started this, that come back around. And there are people that have stopped who are coming back and joining me in this experience. Don't let Elite pass you by. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm telling you, it's so great. People, I have to, just in closing, I was told many times, oh, but you did other businesses and you were successful. Oh, but you got in at the right time, which frustrates the living daylight out of me. Do you know how hard it was? People thought this stuff was voodoo. They're like, is this legal? It was very tough to have confidence when you had people questioning you. We have so much validation. We have a 10-year-old company with supported by billions in sales, a $1 billion company, 3 billion. Like, this is crazy to be launching a product in the weight loss industry right now. So you have a whole cloud office, and if you don't, build one, of people who may still be thriving with you, but don't know what Elite is. I was at my hair appointment today, you guys, and shame on me, but I see her every 3 weeks because I'm getting older and getting gray. So she sees me every 3 weeks. And do you know, I brought her a Elite sample today because I got back from Florida and had my product. So I gave her a sample, and she's like, what's the difference between regular product and Elite, like Classic and Elite? Like, she didn't know what Classic was, but the other Thrive. Okay, I feel like I have done nothing but saturate my social media with Elite. And I know she sees me on social media, and because she comments, and she didn't know. So open up your mouth, make those direct contacts. Don't assume your social media is doing the work for you, because it's not. Today was living proof to me that I went, holy smokes, how do you not know? Like, and so work your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but incorporate some of these questions tomorrow. So super excited. Thank you guys. Love you all. This has been so much fun. And thanks for taking time out of your evening to join us tonight, you guys. Have a great one.